Hey everyone, how's it going? So, I buy a lot of music. But not just records. I buy CDs, I buy tapes, I buy mini discs, I buy all kinds of stuff and all kinds of music. Like in the last episode, I showed you kind of my 90s vinyl kick, and I'll get to that a bit in this episode too. And, metal, all kinds of stuff. But one of my favorite things, actually two of my favorite things, dance music, and video game music. So I always love it when the two can find some harmonious overlap, like, what's a good example? Like, this great one. This is, if you Gen Xers and elder millennials might know this is Mortal Kombat, the album, which is not a soundtrack to Mortal Kombat. This is a dance music record featuring music by a group called The Immortals. And each song is themed like this Johnny Cage, Kano, Sub-Zero, and they have subtitles like Johnny Cage, prepare yourself, Kano, use your might, Sub-Zero, Chinese Ninja Warrior. It's a terrible CD, but I've owned this since it came out. This is not the version I had in America. I bought it again in Japan, because that's the thing I do. But I love cheesy stuff like that. Or another good example would be, the Killer Cuts one, right? This is the Killer Instinct one. I believe this was a promo. I found this on Discogs online. I love this CD. This is good music. Like unironically, this is pretty dope. No liner notes, unfortunately. Disc is kind of plain looking. But, those are two of my favorite things. So I'm always on the lookout for things that combine them. And I have a lot of remix albums, and maybe one day I'll cover those, especially Sega. I bought a Virtual On remix CD a few weeks ago. I've never played Virtual On for more than 10 minutes, but got that beat. So anyway, I was at Disc Union in Kichijoji, which is one of my favorite areas here in Tokyo. And Disc Union, as I mentioned before, is probably my favorite record store chain here in Japan. There's locations all over the place. I'd go to probably 2 or 3 a week, if not more. I have problems. And I was at Kichijoji, like I said, and I saw this. Sonic Dance. And this is a house compilation of Euro house, kind of. It has some tracks you probably know. For some reason, Tag Teams, Whoop, There It Is here. And there's, who else? En Vogue's My Lovin', which is a banger, right? But it's mostly Euro house. 2 Unlimited, and groups you've never heard of. I've never heard of them, like Teaspoon, Jesse Lee Davis, DJ Bobo. I don't know. I talked about this online, and some people were like, hey, Teaspoon. Good for you. You proved you're European. Anyway, so I bought this. I thought it was funny. I went on the Retronauts Discord to talk about it, and I'm like, look at this funny thing I bought. And more than one person replied and was like, yeah, there's 20 of those across 3 different countries. And I'm like, not in what? So I'm depressed and I have some disposable income, so I went online and I bought a lot of them. So there are about 20 of these CDs. I don't have all 20. I do have, I think, about 10, and they're really weird, and I want to go over them a little bit because from what I can tell, this was kind of a franchise that I don't know the logistics of how this happened, but in various countries released various Sonic-themed dance compilations, almost exclusively Euro house and pop music. And they sometimes have overlapping track listings, overlapping cover art, and things like that, but they're different. So there are, like I said, about 20 of them. Some countries got Sonic Dance, like this is Sonic Dance. And then here's another Sonic Dance. One of these is from, I believe, Denmark. And one is from, I want to say, Norway. This is Norwegian. Now, the problem with me saying, I don't know, it's really confusing because they are in Norway, Denmark, Belgium, and a few other countries. And a few countries got both Sonic Dance and they got another series called Sonic Dance Power. So it's really hard to keep track. But yeah, for example, this is Sonic Dance and this is Sonic Dance. They both say Sonic Dance. And one of them is by Magnum Records, and I believe this one is also Magnum. A few of them are by Jive Records, and you can always find the Jive record ones because they have like the Backstreet Boys on them. And there's overlap. You know, like this one also has 2 Unlimited. This has 2 Unlimited. A lot of these have 2 Unlimited. If you don't know who 2 Unlimited is, go to YouTube. You're on YouTube. Hi, I'm on YouTube. Go and search after you watch this. 2, the number 2, Unlimited. Click the first video. You know the song. Anyway, but they're all really stupid fucking CDs. So there's Sonic Dance, and then I have Sonic Dance 2, 2 Sonic Dance 2s. And let's see, this Sonic Dance 2, which is from the Netherlands, this one's from the Netherlands. This has, let's see, Sexpress, something called the Sonic Dream Collective, probably unrelated, Eurogroove, some group called Homeless, not the song She's Homeless, you think that would be on here, a group called Homeless. This has more 2 Unlimited, it has Deep Motion, Tennessee, Mai Tai, Scooter. There's a lot of Scooter on these too. And there's stuff like that. So there's I got 2 Sonic Dance 2s. I got Sonic Dance 3. This one is from the Netherlands. And it has, again, this one is really weird because this is Jive. So it starts with Backstreet Boys, Get Down, You're the One for Me. And then goes into Faithless Insomnia, which, all right. I think at least 2 of these have Insomnia. They both have single mixes because Insomnia is like 11 minutes long, right? This has, I believe, the Monster Mix radio edit. Another one has the CEC radio edit. I was totally shocked to hear that. And a bunch of other stuff you never heard of. But like, it's weird because like, this is Sonic Dance 2. Here's the cover. This is Sonic Dance 3. Yeah, it's different countries, different covers, I guess. Like again, this one's but no, these are both Netherlands. So I guess they were just like, screw it. We got brand recognition. Let's stick with it. Sonic Dance 4, which is also the Netherlands one, and this has Erasure, In My Arms. This has Scatman John, but not that song. This has Everybody Jam, the Maxi Jam. This has more Backstreet Boys, Technotronic. This has a Tribe Called Quest. I did not expect to hear Q-Tip, but especially between some house tracks I've never heard of. So those are Sonic Dance. And then also, around the same time, it's 94, there's Sonic Dance Power. And these are in other countries, but there's an overlap. Again, it's really confusing. Go to Discogs. I think there are like 6 different Sonic Dance categories. I don't understand it. But there's Sonic Dance Power and Sonic Dance Power 2. This one is 2 CDs. Unfortunately, the first CD does not play on my computer. I tried and tried and tried. I could not get it to work. So I am missing out on Mighty Dubcat's Magic Carpet Ride. I already own a copy of Mighty Dubcat's Magic Carpet Ride, so I'm okay. I'm missing Entrance's cover of Staying Alive, which I got this to play on my CD player, and let me tell you, if you want to hear a real piece of shit version of a song I don't like very much, Entrance's cover of Staying Alive is something else. But I did get CD2 to play. CD2 has, let's see, Free at Last, because you always want to hear Martin Luther King in your Sonic the Hedgehog themed dance music albums. And another bad cover of Son of a Preacher Man by somebody named Real Emotion. Probably the worst one on this one. The worst, or the best, you can choose which quote you want, is some group named Harajuku has a cover of Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas, which, you know, if you really want a dope beat in your song about, in your song written by, you know, rich white dudes about how colonialism is bad, I guess. Phew. But yeah, that's Sonic Dance Power 1 and 2, and then I have Sonic Dance Power 3, and then Sonic Dance Power 4, which this drives me crazy. Sonic Dance Power 3 is in Roman numerals. Sonic Dance Power 5 is in Roman numerals. Sonic Dance Power 3, or Sonic Dance Power 4 is not in Roman numerals, just regular ass numbers. That, as a former copy editor and proofreader, infuriating. just absolutely infuriating. But yeah, so that's, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Sonic dance CDs that I bought this month, most online. And I listened to all of them. And let me tell you, I'm suffering from depression right now and some chronic pain issues. And while it didn't cure it, unfortunately, it's really hard to feel really sad when you make yourself listen to nothing but Sonic dance album compilations for a week straight. Because in addition to some actual good songs, like I said, En Vogue's My Lovin', Faithless's Salva Mia, Jodeci's Freakin' You, Aaliyah's The Thing I Love, and Be My Lover by LaBouche, you have, each album has hilarious Eurodance covers. In addition to the ones I've already mentioned, there's some group covering a group called Alpha. They cover Born to Be Alive by Patrick Hernandez. There's interactive covers Forever Young by Alphaville. Teaspoon and John Shy, or Gene Shy, I'm sorry, I'm not European. They cover Mercedes-Benz, which is kind of like disgusting if you think about it. There's a cover of Dancing with Tears in My Eyes, which I believe is Ultravox originally. This is by Calabero. A bad cover of Night Fever, which has a rap. If you don't know what Eurohouse is, it's a style of music that was very popular in the mid-80s, mid-90s in Europe. And you've heard it. I think the go-to Eurohouse track is What Is Love by Hadaway. My go-to Eurohouse track is Culture Beats Mr. Vane, because I know what I want and I want it now. And I believe that's on here somewhere. But the rapping on them is always hilarious. Like, Mr. Vane's a great song, but then that dude comes on, it's like, call me this, call me that. You're like, okay, man. Like, this cover of Night Fever has a rap where he goes, here I go, I'm done with the intro. I'm done with the intro. Here I go. Like, and there's another one, some group called DJ Bobo, Love Is All Around, and it has, my arms feel weak, my heart exploding every day of the week. I believe in Dancing Through the Night by COD. Dancing is what I believe through the night, like a dream. It's terrible music, but I love it. And I could hear Eurohouse covers all day, which is, again, is my favorite stuff on here. And it gets deep. There's a cover of Babylon Zoo's Spaceman by Baghdad 200. I love Spaceman. It's a terrible song. It's stupid as hell. I've always liked it. It's a funny cover. There's a house cover of Just Can't Get Enough by somebody called Tequila. And there's a house cover, one of many house covers that I've heard in my life, of the X-Files theme by DJ Dado. So again, lots of good stuff on here. There's also lots of really horribly inappropriate stuff on these. So these are Sonic the Hedgehog. You'd think they'd be made for kids, right? But there's 20 Fingers is on here. Now, 20 Fingers has a famous song. I'll just say it. Their famous song is called Short Dick Man. And it's about how they don't want no short dick man. No comment. The Short Dick Man is not on this, but one of these has Lick It by 20 Fingers, which is, you can guess what that's about. The Scooter song on here is not his terrible cover of the Logical song. It is his song Move Your Ass. There's one group, the song's not that vulgar. The song's called I Kiss Your Lips, and it's actually about kissing lips, not, but the group is called Tokyo Ghetto Pussy, which are 3 words that should not go together. And on at least one of these compilations is Techno Head's I Wanna Be a Hippie, which, if you haven't heard, is one of the best songs in history. It is infuriatingly catchy. It is horrible. And it's about smoking marijuana, which, now in 2025, whatever, but in 1994, in most of Europe, I think that was still probably illegal. And at the very least, not what you want your kid listening to. I guess what I'm saying is Sonic is not a role model. In case you're wondering, the liner notes are pretty much just ads. This one has ads for other releases from the artist, from the label, and a nice little pics on the back says it's Sonic Time, and it tells me that in whatever country this was sold, it was originally 36 whatevers, probably euros, I guess. But yeah, but a few of them have some ads for Sega stuff. This one, the one Sonic Dance Power 3, check it out, has some ads on the back from lovely Sega Saturn merchandise. Some, if you're listening to some dope ass house, you're gonna want to be driving and playing Daytona, so you can get your steering wheel, right? So that's good. What else is in this thing? Nice arcade stick, stuff like that, and poor Sonic Dance Power 1, which of all of them has the best CD also, by the way. The CD looks great. That's a good CD. This might be my thumbnail. That's a really good CD. This also has an ad in the back. Not for Sonic, not for Sonic, not for other compilations, not for something people want to buy like the Sega Saturn. Sonic Dance Power 1, it's here to tell you about the amazing power of the 32X. With Knuckles. I don't know why Knuckles got tagged with that. Poor Knuckles. This is a good picture. Yeah, some good stuff in here. And there's this track listing, and looks like a I can't read whatever language that is, but something's happening now. Oh, and one of these also, I forgot to mention, one of these is a enhanced, like a video CD. And so you put it in and you can watch the 260p, 20 frames per second video of the Backstreet Boys song. If you want to do that to yourself. I feel bad that Knuckles got saddled with a 32X. I feel like he deserves better. But does he deserve? I don't know. Does he deserve better? I wish there would have been more character-themed Sega compilation albums, because I want to know what other characters they would attach to what music. So apparently somebody somewhere decided, yo, Sonic's big into Euro House. But what is Tails like? What is Amy like? Or Big the Cat? So here's my headcanon. So let's see. Tails is his nickname, right? So that's obviously his techno name. Tails is way into happy hardcore. I bet he has candy bracelets, and like he goes to the all-night illegal raves, and he goes there tripping balls and takes the acid to go candy tripping right when the drop hits. That's Tails' music. And who else? Then Knuckles. We all know Knuckles is into like Godsmack, right? Knuckles is listening into like the worst butt rock possible to when he's benching. Amy, I don't know anything about Amy, let's just say K-pop. Robotnik is an overweight, middle-aged man with severe psychological problems. I'm gonna guess, just randomly, I bet he's way into prog. Like Robotnik has every Yes album. And Robotnik has opinions on which version of Fly From Here by Yes is better. Just like I do. It's the later one, by the way. It's the one from a few years ago. That's the better version of Yes, Let's Fly From Here. Metal Sonic is obviously into metal, but he's only really into technical thrash. You get out of there with that Metallica shit. Like Metal Sonic owns every single Shrapnel album, and he loves Racer X. And then who's Shadow the Hedgehog? Let's see. Oh, goth, right? Yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog is either into death metal, like the dude loves Opeth, or the dude, if we're going 90s, he loves The Cure, or he's like hella goth and like has seen Type O Negative live 10 times. There's no middle ground for those guys. But Sega wasn't the only game company to get on this. There is a Donkey Kong one of these, which I haven't found, and I might buy because I'm an idiot. But there are also two Mario ones. I'm not talking about White Knuckle Scoring, which you may have had or heard of back in the 90s, which is just a compilation of like random pop music. This has Jellyfish, Crosby, Stills and Nash. The kids love it. Roy Orbison, Brittany Fox, and Sheena Easton. Yeah, sure, why not? But there is Super Mario Dance and Super Mario Hits. If you notice again, very, very, very similar covers. These came out in '97. These are from Norway and Denmark. These are also house music, so somebody also apparently thought that Mario way into house. And these have artists I've never heard of. I'll just name a few. Shortcut, doing a horrible cover of Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? Gala, Hydrate, which is HI-DR8, doing a horrible cover of Unbreak My Heart. Solid Bass, Pandora, Da Flavor, doing a cover of Captain and Tennille's Do That To Me One More Time. Flashback, with no H, this F-L-A-S, back. They do a cover of Black Betty. Black Betty's a hard song to screw up, so it sounds pretty good. And this one has somebody named Bosom, Space, St. James, Eric Gadd, DJ Quicksilver, 99 All-Stars, and a bitch ain't one. I've never heard of these people. And again, nothing Nintendo related really, except this one has a CD-ROM track that has a demo of the Nintendo 64, which I assume is probably online somewhere. If not, I'll do some research, and if it's not, I'll put it on Internet Archive or something. And this has a song by the Ambassadors of Funk called Super Mario Land, which is mediocre rapping over beats from Mario games. I have their album. I have it on CD that was released by GMO, which I said in an old video was the game music label founded by Yellow Magic Orchestra. I believe that is one of the last releases by them. There's also a 7-inch single, which I have up there. It's up there somewhere, but while that may be up there, my back is not doing that today, so it's gonna have to stay up there. I'm sorry. Maybe some other day I'll show off that. That's it for the video game stuff. I'll mostly have one more video game thing, but also I'm going to America, I think, oh God, next week. So I won't be able to buy many more records or CDs in Japan this month, so I thought I would go over some of my cooler or stranger or stupider finds I found this month in Japan. I did find one more game music thing just today. The Game Music Disc Union in Shinjuku had a sale. They had a ton of cassette tapes. I bought one. I now have the soundtrack to Gopher 2 on cassette. I might have this on CD somewhere, I don't know. I never listened to this before. I just bought this today, so I don't know how it sounds. If you're curious, inside has some liner notes, which the liner notes for these are always great because they often include the sheet music. So if you want to know how to play, is that upside down? That's right. If you want to know how to play the music to Gopher no Yabu Episode 2 on, I don't know, flute or keyboards or whatever, knock yourself out. My boyfriend plays the flute. I should have him, I should really get him, I should dig out my Double Dragon tape, which I believe has the sheet music for that, so I can get my boyfriend to play the theme of Double Dragon on flute. That'd be awesome. One CD, I buy a lot of CDs, but as you can see, but I didn't buy a lot of really interesting ones this month, I think, although I did buy this. This is the promo single for Madonna's Erotica, which, if you can't tell, is in a wrapper that looks like a condom wrapper. It's ribbed for her. No, it's not. This has one song on it. This just has Erotica. I believe it is the regular-ass version of Erotica. There's nothing special about the music. I only bought it for the packaging because I thought it was hilarious. I'm an idiot, though, so don't. Again, as I will say multiple times on my channel, I am not a role model. One more thing I bought just because it was funny. I bought the 7-inch single for the theme song to The Greatest American Hero. I just thought it was funny to own the theme song to The Greatest American Hero in Japan. So, American Hero no Team. American Hero no Team. That's the Japanese name of that, which makes sense because it is the theme from The Greatest American Hero. Anything else interesting today? Actually, some few things. Today I went to Machida. The disc union there is very good, and I found a very funny one. I found a dope one because it's one of my favorite people in the world. Clarence Clemens 12-inch single. Clarence Clemens, for those who don't know, and how you should know, Clarence Clemens was the saxophone player for Bruce Springsteen's E Street Band. This is him and Jackson Browne. This is You're a Friend of Mine, and Clarence Clemens Savin' Up. These are from Let the Music Say It, which I don't believe I own. I do own one Clarence Clemens album. Sadly, it is not that good. I hope this is better, because I love Clarence Clemens. When I was a kid, I thought Clarence Clemens was the coolest man alive. And I still sometimes do, even though he's passed away. I also found this album, Propaganda, which I owned in America. I bought this for the poster. In America, my best friend and my roommate was Chinese. And I bought this back then for the poster. And I don't know if he was bemused or not, but you can look it up online. I'm sorry I can't do a lot of setups right now because of my health. I can't like set the camera up and do a nice big thing. But this is, in case you can't tell, like a party with Mao Zedong rocking. It's a pretty good poster. Album's not bad too. The album has the Police. I believe it's a at then a never before released song. So yeah, it has let's see, it has 2 live tracks by Joe Jackson, 2 live tracks by the Police, including Landlord, which I believe was a non-album cut, and a fantastic version of Next to You. And then on the B side of it is mostly just album songs that were previously released. It has Slap and Tickle by Squeeze, Joy by the Reds, Head Case by someone named Bobby Henry, an unreleased Joe Jackson song called Don't Ask Me, David Kubinek's Another Lone Ranger. Oh, that's a good song. I know that song. And Valid or Void by Shrink. I don't know what that is. But this is a fun record. I'm glad I own it again. I've now bought this twice. I might have mentioned last time that I bought some Tony Basil because I love Tony Basil. And as I said before, her music's not available on streaming services. If you want to hear Tony Basil in 2025 legally, your only option is to buy old vinyl or one compilation that came out eons ago on CD that's apparently mixed at the wrong speed. So I bought her second album this week. I have not listened to this yet. I have to clean this record. When I have something that's out of print on CD or very hard to find, I usually try to get a really, really good copy and clean it so then I can record it on my turntable and record it off my turntable onto my hard drive and then onto my MP3 player, as I am to do. I'm really excited to hear this. This features on it Sylvester LeVay. Is on this. Sylvester LeVay, for those who don't know, he did the theme to Airwolf. And this also has Joe Esposito. Both of these guys were Moroder prodigies, George Moroder prodigies. And Joe Esposito, for those who don't know, he sang You're the Best Around from Karate Kid. So some good pedigree on here. I just saw Tony Basil in 2 films this month. I saw her in Slaughterhouse Rock, which was not a good film, where she basically plays like herself as a ghost. Don't ask. And she has a very small part in the 3rd Angel film, Angel 3, the final chapter. Spoiler, it wasn't the final chapter, where Angel, who is a former underage prostitute turned police photographer, goes to an art gallery owned by Tony Basil, where she finds out her mom's illegitimate daughter, or I guess sees illegitimate daughter, her mom's legitimate daughter is now involved in sex trafficking. It's a good movie. I also found the 12-inch single for Mickey. This has the Special Club mix twice, just 1 song. But again, not on CD. Other good find this month, Meatloaf Live. This is a radio station only promo album that has, I think, 4 songs. It has Bad to Hell. More than 4 songs. It has Bad to Hell, You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth, 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, and then All Revved Up with No Place to Go. Yeah, so 5 songs. And, it's Meatloaf, so that's like 45 minutes long. I'm really excited to listen to this. I don't know if this ever got released, like if these tracks are available on a CD. So if anyone knows if Meatloaf's concert at a venue called My Father's Place, recorded on November 29th, 1977. If anybody knows if that was released commercially on a CD, please tell me. I'm very curious to know. Same with this. This is a Warner Brothers music show, live album of the Talking Heads. And this is from Talking Heads Live on Tour, 1979. Side 1 has the Big Country warning sign, artists only, the girls want to be with the girls, the good thing in electricity. And side 2 has new feeling, found a job, I need new glasses, found a job, psycho killer, and take me to the river. I do not believe this does not have any liner notes about where it was recorded, the exact date, anything like that. It is just the album. So I don't know anything about that. I know there is currently a Talking Heads reissue campaign. I got the first album, and that has an unreleased live concert. I don't know if maybe that'll get released too. I hope it does. I got Goblin's Greatest Hits, which is funny to say. I don't think they ever had a hit. But sometimes you want to, when you're cleaning the house, you want to hear the theme of Deep Red. So now I can do that easily. I got this ridiculous box set. This is, I don't want to put it down because it'll break the camera. This is Jack White live at Bonnaroo 2014. I don't know if you see this or not, but the cover kind of moves, this face moves. And this is 3 records. Of course, it's a third man release, so the records are white, black, and blue. And it has a bunch of other posters and stuff in it. And I bought it because it has a USB, and I'm like, all right, a USB, then that means that I can copy the music off the USB and have a better copy than the vinyl copy on this USB. No, this USB, which I believe is 8 gigs, and this is a little thingy. It has some pictures, some wallpapers, and that's about it. Thankfully, it also has a DVD. The DVD has the complete concert. I ripped the DVD audio, cut that into individual tracks, and now I have a high-quality digital version. Vinyl's great. I know Jack White has a huge obsession with vinyl and stuff, and that's fantastic and all. But hey, Jack, CDs sound better. Because, for example, I would buy this album on CD if I could. This is the Symphonic Space Fantasy by Coral 97. Starship Construction. I can't tell which is the band name. This is Japanese space funk. Japanese space funk rules. It's like genre. It's like jazzy funk music from Japan. It was kind of a thing. It's kind of like city pop, but funkier. And this it's mostly just classical music. It has stuff by Bach and let's see, very small writing. I'm sorry, I'm staring at it like this. Stuff by Bach, Chopin, Beethoven, and Strauss. And I bought this also because the keyboardist on here is Hideki Matsutake. Hideki Matsutake is also known as Logic System. He worked on the synths on the first 2 YMO records. I met the man and shook his hand once. I was very happy for that day. Anything else of note? Oh, this is just funny. My boyfriend loves Enya. I think I mentioned that. I got more Enya. I don't know if this was up on the cover, on the video, but this cover's like chromium. It's reflective in a really fun way. Yeah, I think that's a good, that shows it pretty fun. And I'm like, yeah, that's worth $10. This is a 12-inch Enya single. That's as the cool head kids have. How can I keep from singing something that is definitely not English? I'm not going to try to say Silent Night, and then another one that is probably also Celtic. I am not going to butcher the Celtic language. I have Irish friends. I don't want to make them angry. Anything else fun? Oh yeah, Munich Machine. Speaking of Marauder earlier, this is Georgia Marauder. The first side is 1 track, Get on the Funk Train, and the second side, I think, is a continuous mix that starts with a cover of Love to Love a Baby and then goes into some other songs. This has Georgia Marauder and Keith Forsey and a few other Marauder proteges. No Harold Faltermeyer though, but great cover, great record. I had this on LP back in the States. I had sold it when I moved here. Now I have it again. I'm happy. A few more. I got 1 soundtrack. This says Diamond Mercenaries, also known as Killer Force. This is a dope 70s funk thriller soundtrack to this movie that no one's heard of except me. It's a diamond heist movie. I mentioned it on my podcast, Cinema Oblivia, a few months ago. This has Telly Savalas, Peter Fonda, Christopher Lee, Maud Adams, and O.J. Simpson. This might be the only film where O.J. kills somebody on camera, as far as we know. Great score, great movie. If you can track down the movie, Diamond Mercenaries, aka Killer Force, big time recommend. And then wrapping up, this random rock. I've been focusing on 90s vinyl, but I did find a copy of this. This is technically 80s vinyl. This is 88. Kix's Blow My Fuse. Kix, for those who don't know, they're the band who did the power ballad Don't Close Your Eyes, which is a great song. And, it's trite, but it's when you're depressed, it helps me out. But Kicks is an inherently stupid band, and almost all they are Baltimore's answer to AC/DC. I did not know Baltimore had an answer to AC/DC, but apparently they do, because these dudes love AC/DC. And songs like No Ring Around Rosie, She Dropped the Bomb, A Piece of the Pie, Blow My Fuse, Dirty Boys, Get It While It's Hot. Can you guess what they're singing about a lot? Sex song, sex song, sex song, sex song. Quiet ballad about suicide prevention. Song about blowjobs. Great record. Another good one, Spiritualized, Let It Come Down. I'm really on the hunt for Ladies and Gentlemen Floating in Space, but that's really hard to find the first pressing of. This is the first pressing of this. It doesn't have the cool effect. If you bought this on CD back in the day, it was like in like a raised case. And you couldn't, this face was like pushed in, but it looked like it was coming out because eyes are weird. But this is still cool. And this has the 12 steps, which is right up there with Kendrick Lamar's Drank, Swimming Pools, of songs that when I listen to them, I want to get fucked up. And one more, continuing my 90s kick, Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly, or Foo Fighters, what is it? Yeah, There's Nothing Left to Lose. This is the one that has Learn to Fly. This has the original shrink wrap with the sticker on it. I remember when this came out in the 90s, I was a snobby little shithead, and I thought they were too pop, and I thought the Foo Fighters sold out. I was a dumbass. This album's great. This album has Breakout, Stacked Actors, Learn to Fly, Generator, Next Year, MIA. MIA is a banger. Very glad I have this. I now own the first album and this. I, of course, am on the lookout for Color in the Shape. And I would love In Your Honor, but that's like a 4 LP box set, and that cost a shitload of money when it came out. I bet it ain't any cheaper now. Oh, and I bought a Laserdisc. This is a Space Harrier long play with digital sound. I have no means to play this. I know somebody who put this on YouTube unlisted. I'm not going to rat them out. Well, they put the VHS rip. But I kind of want to get someone to rip all 20 minutes 20 minutes of pristine Space Harrier play with the music on it. This is co-produced by GMO, it looks like. Yeah, it's 20 minutes long. Is there a price on here? This came out in 1987, and it cost 5,000 yen, which is, when the exchange rate is good, about $50. Right now it's about $40. But that's in 1987. People were spending 5,000 yen on Laserdisc long plays, basically. Man, I wish I was old enough to be here in the bubble economy. It sounded amazing. Anyway, that'll do it for today, and probably for this month. Like I said, I'm going to America. Oh boy, in just a few days, next week sometime, I think. And I'll be there for about 10 days in Oregon. So I know there are a lot of good record stores in Oregon. If anybody, I'll be in the Salem, Portland area, and I'll be in Seattle for one night only. If anybody can recommend any good ones, let me know in the comments. And as always, if you like this, hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment. Give me some advice, whatever you want. Be nice, please. And again, if you like these videos, check me out on Blue Sky, and also check out my movie podcast, Cinema Oblivia. I should have a new episode coming up around the time this video goes online, probably a little bit after, where I'll be talking about the 1970s TV disaster evil monster film, Ants. It's about ants. It has Mina Loy in it. It's a good movie. Anyway, until next time, have a good one. I'll see you later.